Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Week 9 Border NFL Gurus Commissioner's Address. I'm going to jump right into it. No pissing around here. Going to open things up with Viking Iggy versus I'll Miss You Sacco. Iggy pulls off the win here after he was reeling a little bit. Squeaks are out 92.5 to 81.5. Nick Foles goes down for I'll Miss You Sacco, out 6 to 8 weeks. So guess who's in the market for a QB? By the way, Roethlisberger is on the block. So Iggy led by Alfred Morris. Teddy Bridgewater, decent day with 18 points. Go figure. Put up more than Cam Newton. So that pulls Iggy up to 4-5 and drops I'll Miss You Sacco down to 4-5. Both very much still alive in the playoff race. Moving over to Let Her Happen Cap'n versus Stallions. This was a tight one. I mean, we were a field goal away from our first tie of the year. Stallions Eeks are out 86.5 to 83.5. Led by strong performances. Flacco at 22, DeAndre Hopkins at 17. He's quietly putting together a pretty good season. And that moves Stallions up to 5-4 and drops Let Her Happen Cap into 6-3. No longer wears the crown of the league. Couldn't happen to a better guy. Moving over to Password is Taco versus Joe Buck Yourself. Joe Buck Yourself falling again. Really real in here. Got blown out 115 to 70. Password is Taco, led by Andrew Luck with 38 points. T.Y. Hilton had a solid night, 13. Arian Foster, 17. And he keeps on rolling. Highest score of the week, actually. So no surprise because I was playing him. So seems to be the way it goes. Moving over to Vic's Dirty... Oh, sorry. I guess I should update the records. Password is Taco. Jumps up to 7-2. Good enough for the league lead. And Joe Buck Yourself falls at 3-6, quickly falling out of the playoff race here. It's got some work to do. It's got some things to figure out. Moving over to Vic's Dirty Dogs versus Too Much Johnson. Vic's Dirty Dogs had a nice week, putting up a $1.10, and Too Much Johnson put up 91. Not good enough in the loss. That jumps Vic's Dirty Dogs to 4-5 and drops Too Much Johnson to 4-5. Vic's Dirty Dogs led by Jeremy Hill with 27. Did pretty good in Bernard's absence. And Jeremy Macklin, 27. He's been a fantasy beast over the past 2 weeks. Too Much Johnson showing some flashes of their former self. Lynch, 25. Antonio Brown, 20. Good call throwing in Anquan Bolden this week, 15 points. Other than that, not much to smile about, though. So, moving over to the Mighty Ducks versus Billy Large. Mighty Ducks pulling out another win here. 93.5 to 68.5, which jumps the Mighty Ducks up to 3-6, drops Billy Large to 5-4. Even with Manning, I mean, he put up almost a third of the team's points. Other than that, that offense needs some work. Zach Ertz, 0 points. Andre Johnson, 1 point. Ruben Randall, 4 points. Pretty bad, Billy. And our final game of the week, I get Percy versus Vinegar Strokes. I get Percy pulling out another win, 90 to 83. I get Percy led by Tom Brady with a decent day with 35 points. Emmanuel Sanders, 15. And Vinegar Strokes, I guess, led by Phillip Rivers with -3 points. That's right. You heard me right. -3 points. The guy played the full game. -3 points. Pretty ugly stuff, man. So, moving into our blowout of the week. That belongs to Joe Buck Yourself. Got blown out by 45. Even if I would have started Ben Roethlisberger this week, it wouldn't have been enough for the win. It wouldn't have been blowout of the week, but yeah, I mean, if any of you clowns would have told me that Ben Roethlisberger would have thrown for 12 touchdowns between week 8 and 9 at the beginning of the year, or even in week 7, I told you to go fuck yourself. So don't feel bad for not starting the guy. In Cam, I trust, and that's the way it's going to be. Like I said, Roethlisberger's on the block. Make me an offer. And moving into our jackass of the week. Has got to go to Vinegar Strokes, Mike Prosser. I mean, -3 points from your quarterback against the Dolphins, and your quarterback's Phillip Rivers. I mean, come on, man. -3 points. 138 yards, 3 picks, and a fumble. Come on, dude. You had Breeze sitting on your bench. You start Phillip Rivers? I mean, I don't know, man. That's fucking brutal. And it cost you. It cost you the win. So, it is what it is. That's your second Jackass of the Week title. So, standings in the Rockstar division, Let Her Happen, Cap'n, tied with Vinegar Strokes for the lead. I'll Miss You, Sacco, and Vic's Dirty Dogs, tied for second and third, respectively, third and fourth. And Joe Buck Yourself and Mighty Ducks bringing up the bottom half of that division, both at 3 and 6 again. Joe Buck Yourself lost 3 straight. Benchwarmers division, Password is Taco and our league leader atop the Benchwarmers division, followed by Billy Large and Stallions, both at 5 and 4. Too Much Johnson and Iggy at 4 and 5, and bringing up the bottom of that division, I Get Percy, 1 game back at 3 and 6. So, moving into week 10. At this point, I mean, other than our clear-cut leader, Passwords Taco, he secured a playoff berth with his win. It's anybody's game. I mean, we got a few teams at 3 and 6 struggling. They get hot, they make the playoffs, right? So it's really going to get interesting here. We're down to 4 weeks left, and then the playoffs start. So trade deadline's coming up as well. So play that wire. Good luck. All hail the commish.